Hop in the car, watch it go vroom, vroom. I told her mom that I was soon. Knew as a child, back in the womb. Oh, told her step back, I need my broom. Vroom. Hop in the car, watch it go vroom.
Hi guys, welcome back. A lot more time between videos than I originally planned. At this rate, I think when did we do it? June, something like that.
It's like June.
So this way, I'll be a famous YouTuber by the time I'm about 90.
Just playing the PlayStation.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we just had a quick beard trim, neckline trim and everything at Rogue Barbers, who kindly fit me in. So shout out to them. Harrison, who gave me the trim, really good, really nice lad. Basically, because we were about an hour and a half late for my other barbers. That was due to bad traffic, roadworks, roadblocks, you name it. So yeah, really thankful that they got me in, because it was very late notice and it needed to be done, because I was starting to look a bit like Santa. Anyway, so we are off to Stoke to train at Destination Gym, I think that's right, with Chris Broomhead and Jonno Allon. Jonno you'll know from the previous video, who got a second in Britain with NABA, and we've got some pretty awesome announcements to make later on after training, so let's go get a session.
Knew as a child, back in the womb. Oh, told her step back, I need my broom.
Little shout out to Insight then. These guys are amazing. We've got a mega pump going in today. It's a non-stim pump. I said before, I prefer to use these, especially later part of the day. We're sort of, 3 o'clock now. So these are really good, because you've got no caffeine in them, no stims, not going to keep you up at night, but you still get all the focus in the pump from that as well. Completely gone blank.
Coffee Sports, Mega Pump.
So,
Coffee Sports, Mega Pump, free workout.
I literally got like 3 hours sleep last night.
You should have a Stim one then, shouldn't you? Should have gone for the Stim pre-workout.
Should have gone for the Stim, yeah, exactly. So yeah, if you're looking for any supplements, I get all my clients to use these. Really good, great customer service, and always there to answer any questions that you've got. So look them up, Insight Supplements.
The extreme row coming right up to your upper back.
Such a cunt.
Put that in. You've got the hammer strength one's going to come down a little bit and work the lower lats.
Yeah.
And then you can have a pull down movement.
Yeah, good.
Okay, so explaining what we're going to do and how we put the session together, we want to hit all aspects of our back. So we are going with straight arm extensions to warm the lats up. Demonstrate to warm the lats up. Then we're going to move down to the prime extreme row to pull up into our upper back. We have got the pull down next to it, so we're pulling down, focusing more on the lats. And then we were going to go for the hamstring Dorian Yates style row, maybe single arm, maybe 2 arm here, just to make sure that we've got every angle of the back hit. And then we're going to do weighted back extensions to finish. That's the back done. Then we've got biceps. So we're going to decide 2 exercises of biceps. We've not decided those yet, but we're going to put everything together so we're making sure we're hitting biceps, rear delts, back, and every aspect of the pull session. So the reason why we're doing this exercise first is because it's a way to prime the lats and just get them warmed up and working. Because if you go into a normal exercise like a pull down and this area is not warmed up, because we don't really use it in day-to-day life, you'll find that you don't get the same level of contraction. So it's better to go fully shorten first. So we're here, fully shortening through that range of motion and really getting the lats activated. Not necessarily do it as a primary working exercise, it's a priming exercise to then go over something like a pull down as one of the first exercises and really be able to shorten the muscle as much as we can and get as much activation through there as we can. It'll go evenly. So like a hamstring go like that.
Yeah, joking about. I have a fucking clue, mate. I just come here and lift things. Not very well.
Which way around it was. So, what we have, guys, if you can see, there's 3 stages where the machine can be loaded. So, in the initial range, where we're strongest, okay, so in that lengthened range, we're going to be stronger. We have the opportunity to load that harder, okay, and make ourselves work harder through that range. You then come down to the mid-range, and then again, the end range. Okay, so where you're in that shortened position, where it's going to be a lot harder to get a full contraction in the lat, Obviously, if you load that part too hard, that's going to make it even harder. So we tend to place emphasis on loading it at the top range, and then it drops off when we get to the bottom range. As you can see as well, guys, he's allowing that a natural rotation to occur as he brings the elbow down. There's an ever so slight hyperextension in the back, but not over it hyperextended. Okay, so we want to keep the back sort of neutral, and not too much extended at the hips as well. Okay, we don't want the body to do the work and just use momentum to bring it from A to B. We actually want to keep the focus on the lat.
We've changed the weight first, so we put a little bit of weight on that bottom bar, so we've got the shortened range loaded because it was dropping off too much. So this whole design of the machine is that when you pull down, it drops off, but then you want it to be even, so you're actually feeling a nice good contraction all the way through. As we said, you're slightly weaker in the shortened range down here, so we still want to think about loading that and not make sure it's just flying up and down. We've also got the handles here. So the reason we've got these handles is so when you grip, you can't take over the forearm and bicep. Keeps your hand open, allows you to really pull through your elbow and then directly into the lat. So when you pull down, it's right in there. You find that these grips on the prime bars are so much more efficient for really working your lats, especially if people are struggling. Because most people do this and they pull in here, not arcing round through their lats to make sure the work is staying where it's supposed to be.
This one we're hitting more upper back. You see, just changing the angle up, you see Chris is pulling up. Okay, so the elbow comes up rather than down. Okay, so more, still lat engaged, but more rhomboids, traps involved than what you would do in a pulling position. Okay. Guy talking on camera, by the way, is Chris Broomhead. I thought I'd give you a little introduction. We haven't even mentioned who he is yet. So me and Chris actually met. We were both, we got a job.
You're both gold.
Say again, we were both gold, basically. We were on Queen of the Universe. And I was absolutely bricking it. Had no idea what I was turning up to either. And Chris was just, well, he was in his element.
Just have little tiny gold pants.
So we're now onto the Iso-Lateral Row. So this sort of completes that circuit. We're trying to hit every angle of the back, upper back, mid-range, okay, lower range. And with this one in an upright position, we're going to keep the elbow coming in close to the body in a supinated, so hands, palms facing up, okay, and really getting a good emphasis on the contraction of the lat. We're allowing a decent amount of thoracic flexion and shoulder protraction in this movement because we want to work the back through the whole range. So whereas sort of textbook, you would keep the shoulders locked in position, sort of just extend the arm, we're actually missing out on a portion of that range of movement. So it's okay, because you've got the support through the mid-range anyway, it's okay to allow that protraction and then get a full contraction at the end as well. So on to the MTS Bicep Curl. So what I like about this is that in this position, you've completely eradicated any momentum. You're in a fixed position and you get it fully short. Okay, so we can exhaust this position. You see there, Chris is a good example, good peaks. He's on this all the time. And then we're going to work to a fully extended position. Okay, so, well, we'll decide what we're going to do after this, but this is one of my favourites. Trying to decide who's going to explain the next exercise. And because I'm out of breath. So with this one, we're just, again, hitting more so the mid-range. So we're short and range on the other. This one more lengthened to mid.
Yeah, because if you want it to lengthen, you need to go fully back here.
Yeah.
So
like an incline bicep curl, for example.
Then you have to put your body in this position.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's why some people use cape.
So before Chris goes, just want to announce, I mean, we did put up on the story, but we sort of had a go at our first podcast, run into a load of technical issues, more on my side, obviously, bit of a technical dinosaur, which we've ironed out now, got some new kit, we should be good to go. I mean, I'm going to be off with my back operation, which is this Thursday actually, so the 22nd of December, and then from then going to have a lot of time to talk a lot of things that are not just bodybuilding. We're going to cover a range of topics, but also a lot of emphasis placed on focus on people's health, which I think there are some good educators out there, don't get me wrong, but sometimes some of the health side of things gets kind of overlooked, and we're just sort of results driven, at the, compromising people's health. So, we're going to focus mainly on that. I mean, Chris, I don't know if you want to add anything to that, obviously.
I mean, the main thing is talking about topics that people don't talk about.
Yeah.
And that's been different. I think a lot of people it's just either bodybuilding or bullshit.
Yeah, bodybuilding, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Let's have a little bit of like life and health there, some life advice. Because lots of I've been through 12 years of competing, and a lot of relationships and stories of our lives that we can talk about, that we can relate in. There's a lot of mental health issues involved for us.
Absolutely.
That will definitely get involved.
And my background, I came more so from the health side of things, clinical sort of 360 health checks and stuff like that. And I've got 16 years experience in the industry. So now hopefully I can bring that to this sort of side of the industry as well, and help people. You can't completely eradicate a lot of the health risks associated with the sport, but you can certainly there are ways to mitigate those, to go about taking a healthier approach. So hopefully we'll cover a lot of that progressively through the podcast. We have no idea what the podcast is going to be called. Yeah, so we can't tell you to look out for it.
I was saying someone said the dark side of bodybuilding, but I wanted to say like bodybuilding lifestyle.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about partying and other stuff that people are doing. People are doing this stuff anyway. We need to talk about it. Put some education behind it, some life experience behind it.
We'll talk a lot about that sort of stuff moving forward. So yeah, look out for that.
You do what you want when you hot. I just spit quick, but the lines are slick. Get them on a regular like which one hits. Minute on a regular don't sound like this, but it still hits. I don't miss, I just go like a go flow.
Okay guys, so last announcement. Really excited to let you know that Jonno's actually coming on board. As you've probably seen by now, had a bit of a rebranding. So Jonno's coming on board as a posing coach, and I really sort of respect his work ethic. Again, we've worked together for quite some time now, and we've done 3 shows together.
3 shows.
3 shows so far. I've seen Jonno, compete from show to show and get better every time. And as I said, I respect his work ethic. He's got a lot of charisma on stage, a lot of flow and poise, and hopefully we can, you can bring that to Olympus.
Posing's always been that thing, like even before we worked together,
Yeah.
that was what like I remember our first conversations, it were always around posing, even before we looked to work.
Yeah.
So I think it's nice to work closer to you now, obviously, that you take my coaching on board.
Yeah.
As sort of a client-coach relationship. But then I can also give something back rather than just taking from Alex, which is quite nice. And obviously posing is that part of the posing's the part of the game where you can have the best physique in the world, but you can lose the best physique in the world.
If you can't showcase
by
it,
not posing properly,
you're going to get lost on stage. Really happy to have Jonno on board. As I said, I want people on the team that share the same values and the same work ethic as I do, and so hopefully that team will just keep progressing, keep growing, but keep, as I say, keeping the same values as we do. So yeah, absolutely excited. Although I don't seem it, I'm absolutely exhausted, but yeah, absolutely over the moon that Jonno's coming on board. So yeah, welcome aboard, mate.
what else do you say to that now? That's it.
So that just about wraps the video up then, guys. We'll just end it with, I don't want to end it on a downer, but I'm having a back operation. I've waited for this for 3 or 4 years now. I was due to have it on an NHS. I have a prolapsed disc at L4, L5 that's given me a lot of nerve issues, so a lot of compression in that recess on the L4, L5 nerve, and I've had really bad spasms where I've been in hospital for 2 weeks at a time, not being able to move, literally bedbound. So this is a long-awaited operation. I've now gone private. I have one of the most respected surgeons in the industry, one of the first, I think the first person to do endoscopic treatment and a full nucleus replacement. So that at least gives me some reassurance that I'm in safe hands. A little bit anxious about it, a little bit scared, but I know it's been going on for 4 years now, best part of 4 years, chronic pain and everything. So get the violins out now. But it needs sorting. So this is going to basically decompress the nerve and basically take the problematic part of the disc away. You have the outer part of the disc, which is the annulus fibrosus, and those fibers have kind of worn away. It's a degenerated disc, so therefore it's more compromised, and that inner section of the disc is protruding outwards, basically. So they're not entirely sure where all that pain comes from. I think sometimes it can be because of the disc fluid leaking out as well, they say. But the majority of that pain is going to come from the nerve compression, and that's what's going to be causing the spasm. So hopefully it will not eradicate, but it will reduce a lot of that pain and risk of it happening again. And then also moving forward, I think you need to have a bit of a rest period, but we're going to look at stem cell therapy as well. So we're trying to save the disc that we've got rather than fully replacing it at this point. So yeah, through that process, through the rehab process, we're going to, as we've already announced, do some podcasts with Chris. I'll have a lot of time in my hands, and we're going to do a lot of filming in terms of nutrition, educational stuff, filming with clients. Although I'm not in it, it's not in a gym setting, there's still content that can be made through that period. So yeah. But thanks for watching, guys. I hope it was exciting, riveting. Fucking hell, I can't get my words out. I'm actually fucked. Yeah, we're actually. I didn't even do it. I didn't even tell you where we were. So we're actually at Destination Gym in Stoke. The really good equipment. So the layout of the gym is fantastic. The equipment is really good. You've got quite a good range, different brands. So yeah, we've had a good session. As you can tell, I'm pretty exhausted. So yeah, big shout out to Destination Gym. They were very welcoming, very accommodating of us filming as well. So real big shout out to you guys. Really thoroughly enjoyed it. So yeah, if you're in Stoke, then come and check them out. Absolutely fantastic facilities. So yeah, we will see you in the next video, and hopefully it's not going to be such a long wait for that one. But thanks for watching, guys. So we made it to the end of the video. Like, subscribe and comment, as it all helps the algorithms. So that would be fully appreciated. See you in the next one. Take it easy, guys.
Look at me go, look at me flex, this not a plane, more like a jet. I heard the song, we unimpressed, then she heard me, now she undressed. To make it all worse, I got a check. You want a verse, double the check.